Hello, this is Eowyn Ahlstrom with a simple, straightforward set of movements and yoga positions you can use to help you maintain physical balance and also cultivate your ability to balance more easily as you both move through your daily life and also practice yoga positions if that's something that you do. So as with any movement exercise program, can be helpful to consult with your doctor before beginning if you have any concerns about your well-being. For this program, you will need a simple chair. If you don't have a chair, a couch with a high back will also work just fine. So you want to sit down and then slide forward to the front of your chair. So your sitting bones are well supported by the chair seat, but the legs, the backs of the legs are free. This will enable you to extend your legs so that we can take a few moments to open up our ankles before we begin the main portion of the program. So you're going to point your ankles and then flex. You can inhale as you point your feet, exhale as you flex your feet. Noticing the sensations associated with these movements in your feet, certainly, but also in your ankles, your calves, your shins. Gentle, thorough movement through your full range of motion with flexion and extension of the ankles. Now, the last time you point your ankles, stay a few moments. Soften into any stretch that you may be feeling. And the last time you flex your ankles, stay a few moments, softening into any stretch you may be feeling. In this case, perhaps it's your calves that feel the stretch or the backs of your ankles. Okay, softly release and just notice how your ankles and feet feel. There may be some shift in the sense of vitality there or some warmth coming through. Let's come to standing. I'm going to begin the main portion of the balancing session. So you want to stand where you can easily hold on to the chair. I'm going to take you through the whole set on one side, and then I suggest you restart the video, go through the ankle movements again, and proceed to complete the second side. Yeah? So standing firm, you want to set your feet under your knees under your hips, right? Holding onto the chair for balance, particularly if that's difficult for you. And let's begin by simply shifting the weight around on the feet. Lean forward a little bit into the toes. Notice what that feels like. Lean back into the heels. Lean over into one leg. All the while taking support from the chair and simply noticing what it's like for you in your body to explore weight shifts, balance shifts. And then when you feel ready, you're going to step one foot forward and the other foot back, turning the toes of the back foot out just a little bit, holding firmly to the chair. You can begin to shift the weight from one foot to the other by bending the knees. Doesn't have to be a deep knee bend at all, just enough so that you can shift the weight from one foot to the other and feel that change. Yeah? Feel the weight traveling through one leg, feel the weight traveling through the other leg. If this is very easy for you, you may like to create an additional challenge by lining the foot up, front foot in front of back foot, instead of having the feet hip width. But for most of us, feet hip width will be a fine place to work. And continue shifting the weight back and forth for a little while. Finally, see if you could lift one foot up off the floor, holding onto the chair, and balance for a few moments. And then lift the other foot up off the floor and balance for a few moments. Back and forth like that a few times, until if you want a real challenge, you come and stand on one leg and release the hand. Now that may be too much for some of you, which is fine. Stay with the hand on the chair, and you may be able to simply work at lightening the weight of your fingers against the chair. Okay, let's pause and stand for a few moments to feel any shifts or changes that may be arising from that practice. You can stand holding your chair or not, according to what feels most comfortable to you. And then we'll hold on to the chair again to continue the exercises. Stand firmly in the leg that's closest to the chair and lift the other foot up off the floor. Keep the two sets of feet in line with each other. See how those two sets of toes are parallel rather than externally rotated on the leg that's lifted? And then try a few times just circling that leg, holding firmly to the chair. You could even hold with two hands if you need to. Or take one hand up to the side, and that sometimes will help. And then change the direction of the circle. So a few times in each direction with that circling, and then extend that leg out to the side and see if you could start to lift the hand up off the chair. First you just lighten at the weight, and then maybe it's possible to come to this simple yoga posture. Nice balance. If it's not possible, then you just continue to work with the hand on the chair. And then coming back to standing. Pause for a few moments, breathe, see what you notice in your body. Finally, stand with your hip right up against the chair, holding on to the chair with one hand. And then take the toes of the foot that is away from the chair just to the floor on the inside of the leg that's supported by the chair, holding firm. This is tree pose. You can stay with your toes right on the floor, or you can pick your foot up a little bit higher if it feels workable to you. The knee of the standing leg should be soft, and the muscles of the standing leg should be strong. If this is doable, then you could start to lighten up the weight, bring your hands together in front of your heart, and even lift the leg that's being supported, the hip that's being supported by the chair, toward the midline a little bit so that you're not holding the chair, right? And the chair's right there for you whenever you need it, if there's any sense of instability. Gently release and come back to mountain pose. So that completes this set of exercises on the first side of the body. Please restart the video. Continue by removing your ankles and then do the second side. You really want to do both sides in each set of times you use this exercise. And if you use these exercises regularly, as I said at the beginning, I think you'll find fairly quickly your sense of your ability to balance begins to improve. May it be so. Thank you for watching and wishing you well.